So the other day, I was in Target with my 2-year-old, trying to get him to stop putting things into our cart, and we were getting ready to check out. When all of a sudden I had this, oh my goodness moment. Do I have enough money in my checking account to cover all of my expenses? I don't know if you've ever had a moment like that, or perhaps last month you spent a little bit too much on that credit card, and you're reeling from what we might say a holiday hangover. Well, January is a perfect time to take a step back and look at your finances and develop a plan for 2020. My name is Cherry Dale. I'm the Financial Education Director with Virginia Credit Union, and I'd like to welcome you to Money Talk Mondays, where every other Monday we're going to come together and discuss a financial topic to help you on your financial journey. Our topic today is, are you financially healthy? And you know, financial health means different things to different people depending where you are on your path. But ultimately, it's about having enough set aside to absorb a financial shock and to where you're really, truly not worried about your finances. So we're going to look at 4 specific areas. We're look at spend, save, borrow, and plan. And truly, my goal is to give you specific tips that you can take and utilize in your own financial plan. So let's get started. Okay, spending. Last month, you might have spent a lot. In December, we spend a lot on others. Sometimes we even spend a little bit money on ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. Ultimately, it becomes a problem if we are spending more than what is coming in, or we're feeling panicked about our overall spending habits. And this is where truly having a budget and tracking your expenses and understanding where your money is going is vital when it comes to setting yourself up for financial success. So I would encourage you, as this new year rolls around, to create a budget for yourself. And what that simply means is tracking your income and tracking your expenses and knowing exactly where your money's going. There's lots of different apps that you can utilize. Virginia Credit Union also has a PDF that you can download if you go to our website, www.vacu.org. And in the search box, if you put in budgeting worksheet, the third line that will pop up is an actual PDF that you can utilize for your own budget, regardless of whatever venue you choose to use budgeting. It's important to have that plan. Then you also want to take a look at your income. So really, when it comes to having financial confidence, it's about knowing exactly where your money is going and then having that plan and then putting it into place. So when we're analyzing our income, you want to think about, am I getting a bonus this year? Hopefully I'm getting a raise. Maybe you're getting a tax refund. If none of those are coming about and things are still tight and you're cutting back on your expenses, take a look at getting a second income, having more money coming in. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're looking at kind of financial crisis mode. Maybe you're going through a divorce or things are tightening in your family. There's crisis coming along. Getting a little extra income on the side is a great way to help yourself through that kind of crisis mode. I myself, for many years, I went through a financial crisis about 8-9 years ago when I went through a divorce. I went from 2 incomes to 1 income. I was trying to put a son through school as well. So I had to get a second job for a little while. I taught at a university personal finance for about 4 years to help supplement my income. So regardless, it's important to get in place a plan to help yourself, which kind of segues into our next topic of saving. So we've got this idea of having control over our spending. I also want you to think about creating specific saving goals for yourself and for your family. It's really important to think long-term. So you're looking at retirement, but then also thinking about the short-term needs of your family this year. So for me, so I told you I had a 2-year-old and I have a 22-year-old and an 18-year-old. So yes, I'm going to be working quite a long time, but I do have retirement, hopefully someday. That will happen. And then this year, for my short-term goal, what I'm looking at is helping supplement my 18-year-old. He's getting ready to graduate, so he's going to school next year. And when looking at everything, I realized I needed to come up with about $6,000 extra to help supplement that education. So I have a specific number, 6,000 in mind. I went and looked at how much I have already put toward that. I've got about 2,000. So I need to create a plan around saving around $4,000. What does that look like? We're going to break that $4,000 into 12 months. So we're looking at about $333 a month I need to find. And then I get paid every other week or twice a month. So I'm looking at around $166 a paycheck. So I've got a very specific number that I'm targeting each and every paycheck and month to apply to my savings goal. What is your savings goal? I would encourage you to do the same thing. Get that specific number, divide it up into months per paycheck, and figure out, okay, how am I going to reach this $166, $200? It might even be $50 per paycheck. How are you going to do that? Are you going to earn extra or maybe spend a little less? So we've talked about spending, saving. Now let's talk about the B word. And sometimes this B word might be considered bad to some folks, but borrowing really is essential when you're talking big ticket items, such as buying a car or getting a house, buying a house. So you want to have a plan in place. Now, it becomes maybe kind of a bad word if you're having to run to your credit cards every month just to make ends meet. And that's really, you want to take a step back and start implementing that budget. But let's say you've got that under control and you really are working toward maybe these bigger objectives of buying a car or buying a home. And so borrowing is really essential. Most people don't have $10,000 laying around to purchase a vehicle or $200,000 to $300,000 to buy a house. So borrowing is essential then. One of the key things you can do as you're moving toward that specific goal is to pull your credit. You want to go to www.annualcreditreport and pull your credit. You can pull it from all three bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Now you will have to pay a little bit for your score, but I would encourage you to do that as well, just to gain a sense of where you are along this continuum. That credit score is going to be really important as you enter into the world of borrowing. So the higher the score, the better interest rate that you might receive on a loan. So credit scores range, and we're talking the FICO score right now, from 300 to 850. And so if you have a higher score, you're more likely to get a lower interest rate. In other words, we might charge you a little bit less on that loan because you've got a higher score. So know and understand where your credit is and work on getting a better score. There are specific things that you can do to make sure that your score is the best it can be. You know, pay those bills on time consistently. You want to pay down debt as well. Then you want to develop a plan once you have a good understanding of your credit about what your borrowing needs are. So how much house can you truly afford? What is your mortgage payment going to look like each month? And work on creating that budget as well. So all of these things are really intertwined together to get you to the next step in your journey. Finally, planning. Now, if you tuned in today, you are already one step ahead. You are planning for yourself. And if you're single, it can be a little bit easier as far as carving out time in your day to develop a financial plan. If you're married or if you have a significant other that you share your finances with, I would really encourage you to sit down and develop a plan together. And, you know, a lot of times, families, we talk about a lot of different topics that are important to us, but we tend to kind of brush under this idea of finances under the rug. I would make it a goal of yours to really speak to that and develop a financial plan with the significant people in your life so that it will actually make you guys come together because you will be joint on your goals, working toward those things together. So carve a plan with your family, with yourself, and then also think about a financial planner that can look at your overall picture and guide you through tips as far as retirement, insurance needs, things like your will. You want to make sure all of these pieces are put together in your financial puzzle. So I would like to thank you for joining us today. We are so excited about this opportunity, and we're very excited that you took some time out of your day. We will be here back again for Money Talk Monday in 2 weeks. I will actually have a guest speaker alongside me, and our topic is going to be organizing your financial records. And again, January is a great time for this as we think about taxes. We'll dive into topics about how long we should keep some of our financial records, what is the best means in which to store them. So I'll look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Until then, you take care.